Your brain lies to you every second and you never notice. You are not experiencing reality. You are experiencing a carefully engineered hallucination. You are not seeing reality. You are seeing a controlled hallucination engineered by your brain to keep you alive. The real world is raw, chaotic, meaningless information. What you call reality is a polished user interface. Your brain edits perception before you experience it. By the time you think you are seeing the present, you are actually observing a delayed reconstruction, filtered, optimized, and filled with missing details your senses never captured. You never see the world as it is. You see what your brain expects, and anything that does not match the prediction is deleted before you ever become aware of it. You never experience the real world directly because your senses send incomplete, noisy data, and your brain generates a model based on assumptions, predictions, and memories that feel real but are not. Change blindness shows how easily your brain ignores major visual changes, like people swapping places in front of you, because it only tracks what it expects, not what is actually there. Most visual input never reaches consciousness, because your brain discards up to 90% of raw sensory data to save energy, leaving only simplified patterns that feel like detailed perception. If your brain throws away most of reality before you even notice it, then what you see is not the world, but a simplified interface designed to keep you sane. There is a hole in your vision where the optic nerve blocks sight, but instead of showing a blank spot, your brain paints in background textures and patterns so seamlessly that you never realize anything is missing. You can test your blind spot by closing one eye, focusing on a point, and watching an entire object vanish, proving your brain prefers a clean illusion over raw truth. Your brain constantly invents missing information by copying nearby details or inserting patterns from memory, so you often see things that technically were never present in your field of view. When you move your eyes rapidly, your vision should blur into chaos, but your brain deletes those unstable frames so you experience smooth reality even though the raw input is disconnected and broken. Consciousness feels continuous, but it shuts off multiple times per second, like a flickering signal, so your awareness is not a stream, but a sequence of snapshots that your brain merges together. If your brain hides visual gaps, what else is it hiding? The same systems that smooth perception also rewrite memory, alter identity, and create the illusion of a stable self. You are not seeing reality, you are seeing a curated story. During these micro blackouts, you are briefly not conscious and not perceiving anything yet. Your brain stitches these gaps into a single timeline, which tricks you into believing you never disappeared. These silent gaps in awareness explain why moments of shock feel like missing time, because your brain cannot record experience when consciousness drops. During extreme situations like near accidents or sudden trauma, your awareness can shut down entirely, leaving you with a smooth fake memory of the moment, because the brain cannot record experience while processing survival first. You believe you make decisions consciously, but neural scans show your brain often prepares actions before you feel like you have chosen, which suggests you may be reporting choices, not creating them. The feeling of free will may be a delayed narrative the brain tells to explain signals that already started your actions, making consciousness more like commentary than control. Your brain predicts movements seconds before they happen. And sometimes your conscious mind simply agrees with what was already set in motion, giving you the illusion of authorship. So if your body acts before you decide, and your mind only explains actions afterward, then consciousness may not be the commander, but the narrator. In the Liebert experiments, the brain signal to move appears before subjects report, deciding showing consciousness may be a witness, not a commander. You are not the author of your choices. You are the last person to hear about them. Your brain acts first, and consciousness takes credit after the fact, turning will into a narrated illusion. This means every moment you believed, you decided something may have been your mind telling a comforting story, so you keep functioning without questioning the machine beneath. Your memories are not stored like video files, they are reconstructed each time you recall them, which means remembering is an act of rewriting, not retrieving. Each time you relive a memory, your brain edits details, emotion, and context to align with the person you have become. So the past changes as your identity changes. The past you believe in may not be the past that happened, because your mind smooths events together, adding meaning and coherence that did not exist in the moment. Two people can remember the same event with confident but opposite details because memories adapt to personal meaning, not objective history. Your brain stretches or compresses time depending on novelty, stress, and emotional intensity. So time feels fast during routine and painfully slow in moments of danger or awe. Years can disappear from memory during repetitive living because your brain only records significant change, while moments of fear or new experiences are stored in high resolution, making them feel longer. This also explains how you can drive home on autopilot with no memory of the trip because routine removes the need to store detail. Your brain hides contradictions by smoothing and simplifying conflicting information, so you do not notice how fragmented and incomplete your perception truly is. Evolution optimized your perception for survival, not truth, so your brain prioritizes quick reactions over accurate representation and hides details that do not affect survival outcomes. Evolution shapes perception by rewarding quick pattern detection, even if false, which is why the brain prefers a fast illusion over a slow truth. Your brain is so desperate to detect patterns quickly that it often creates false positives like seeing faces in clouds or figures in darkness because survival favored guessing wrong over reacting too late. You do not see reality, you see a simplified user interface designed to help you interact with the world efficiently while shielding you from overwhelming complexity. Color is not a property of objects. It is an interpretation created by your brain from wavelengths of light, meaning colors exist only as subjective experiences, not external facts. Colorblind people experience a different internal reality, proving color is not a property of objects, but a brain-specific translation. Sound is just vibrating air until your brain interprets it and transforms pressure waves into meaning, emotion, and memory, so you never hear the world itself, only the brain's translation. Pain does not come from injury, it is a brain-generated warning signal that can activate without damage or fail to activate even when damage is real, meaning pain is a perception, not a property. Phantom limb pain shows pain can exist without a body, because the brain generates the sensation based on expectation, not physical injury. Emotions are predictions created by your brain based on past experiences, rather than objective reactions to the present moment, which means feelings are interpretations, not truths. There may not be a continuous self experiencing life because the brain stitches together thoughts, memories, and identity into a single character, even though the underlying processes are separate. You feel like one person with a stable identity, but this may be the brain's story to keep you functional, while the actual processes beneath are fragmented and conflicting. Split brain patients show two independent minds can exist in one body, each with separate intentions, proving unity of self is constructed. There may not be a single continuous you. Identity may be a stitched narrative built from separate neural processes that never fully communicate. The character you believe you are might be a role written by biology, not a self that exists. If perception is edited, memory rewritten, and choices predetermined, then reality might not be a truth you experience, but a hallucination designed for survival. You do not live in reality. You live in a story your brain tells you. If this shook your sense of reality, you're exactly the kind of mind I want here. Follow for deeper truths, because this illusion has layers and we are only at the surface.